change my diet terribly much, except I brought in some juicing. I'd always worked with a kinesiologist, so I was taking supplements. We grew most of our own veggies, so our veggies were all organic.
Wow.
I knew it wasn't diet. I exercised, I was into sport, did all that. I knew it was the emotional thing. So the only thing I really did to prepare for the surgery was doing the emotional work and stepping into that place, I suppose, that faith and that trust that I would be supported in this journey and that everything would go, you know, in the best possible way.
I love that. That is so important, because I see women, you know, they may have the same diagnosis and they're doing the similar treatments, but one is kind of sitting on the fence and she's not really sure. There's a lot of inner conflict in her mind about, can I heal? Will I heal? Is it possible? Versus a person like you who knows and has accepted that perception and that belief that you will be okay, and that actually in the long run this is a blessing. So that's wonderful. So you had the surgery, and how did you feel when you came out of the surgery and that tumor was no longer there?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I was hoping and praying that I could heal without surgery, but I believe all healing, we've got to listen to our own inner voice, and that's why everybody's journey is different. My inner voice was telling me, no, you couldn't do this without surgery.
Yeah.
And I still wasn't there yet to do it without chemotherapy. And so I did go along the chemotherapy route. I had a third of what they had recommended until I got to that point where I knew without a doubt I was done with chemo, and then I could take it myself from that point. So that's why everybody's different. We've just got to listen to our own intuitive guidance.
And trust that intuition. Because so many women unfortunately live in fear, and they just accept whatever comes at them blindly, and whatever the doctor says I'll do, and they're not empowered, right? They're not taking responsibility for their health. They're just so much in fear, and that's a sad thing to see. Now, one thing that I often ask the women in our community after they've been diagnosed is, what is the gift that this journey has brought you? What is the blessing when you look back? What has this taught you and brought you?
Oh my gosh. And I mean, it's a cliche, and it's one that people really don't want to hear when they're in the midst of it. It has been life-changing, because the faith and the trust that it's built up, really, it's almost like I have now recognized that I am the creator and I can create anything in my life. And when you tap into that magic, it really is, you step out of that victim mode, which from my previous experiences, of course, that was there in my psyche, step out of that victim mode to being empowered. And it's changed my relationships, it's changed my work life. I'm now doing something that I'm really passionate about. It is life